Hey my fellow investors, this is Julius here with another video of investing. So today's video is about how much you need to invest in the stock market in order to make $500 each month. Now as we go through this video, you're going to look at the figures and some of you are going to become afraid. Now don't get me wrong, at first glance the figures are scary. Now the good news is it's doable and so many people like me and you out there have been able to do it. The bad news is it requires a lot of sacrificing. I mean, I don't know if you look at that as bad news. But I began my investing journey here on YouTube for two reasons, and for two reasons alone. One was to keep me motivated during my journey, and the other one was to motivate someone out there to show them that it doesn't take a genius or someone with special skills to invest in the stock market. Now, my long-term goal is to retire off of dividends, and it can seem like it's a long shot, but actually every year I'm getting closer and closer to my goal. Now, and because I believe investing in the stock market can help build long-term wealth, but investing in the right stock can also boost your monthly income. Now, investing in the right dividend stock is going to help in two ways. First, it's going to help with the generating income, which is my first goal. Second, it's going to grow in value through stock appreciation. Now think about it. Dividend paying stocks are investments that pay you to own them. Now when companies have leftover profits at the end of the quarter or year, they will sometimes pay a portion of that money back to their shareholders as a dividend. Now people ask me always, how do you make your money work for you? Now this is the easiest way to make your money work for you as you sleep. Because all you have to do is buy a stock in a company and begin getting paid. It's that simple. I mean, it's not that as simple as you say it, but it's that simple. Now, earning a substantial amount of money from a dividend stock takes time. And it's not a get-rich-quick tactic that people are going to sell you out there. But with the right strategy in place, you can accumulate enough of these stocks in your portfolio to earn hundreds or thousands of dollars each month in passive income. Now first, it's crucial to make sure you're picking the right investment, because not all dividend stocks are created equal, and choosing the wrong stock could cause you to lose money over time. So one important factor to look for is the dividend yield, and this is the amount of the company pays out in dividends in relation to its stock value. Now, a higher dividend yield is usually better, but be sure to look at the big picture though, and consider the company's overall financial health. If the dividend yield is high, but the payout ratio has been consistently rising, for example, that's a red flag. Now, the average dividend yield is around 2% and 3%, although it depends on the individual stock and the industry you're investing in. And if a stock has an unusually high dividend yield, that's not always a bad thing. However, it's a good idea to do your research to make sure the company is on a solid footing, because higher than average dividend yields are not always sustainable. So if you are unsure about where to start, you can consider investing in companies that have constantly increased their dividend payments for at least 25 consecutive years. Now, most of these stocks are out there, and some like companies like Waste Management, we don't even take a look at them, but they're always there, and they are some of the strongest, healthiest companies in the country. Now it's time to consider the question of the day. How much should you invest to make $500? Now you see how much you can earn in dividend payments depends on the individual stocks you invest in, as well as how many shares you own. Say for example, and this is going to be an example that I always use. So if you invest in a stock priced at $100 per share that has an annual dividend yield of 3%, in this scenario you are going to receive $3 in total dividend payments per share. Although the timing of the payment will depend on whether the company pays them monthly, quarterly, or once a year. Now let's say you want to earn $6,000 per year in passive income, which comes down to $500 per month. You're going to need to own 2,000 shares to reach that goal. And if you're paying $100 per share for the stock, you're going to need to invest around $200,000 to own 2,000 shares. Now, of course, $2,000, that's a lot of money. You see, but one of the good things about investing in dividend stocks is that you're able to reinvest the dividends that you receive to buy additional shares of the stock in the same company. Now, given enough time, these reinvested dividends will add up, and the more stock you own, the more you earn in dividends, and the more you earn in dividends, the more stock you own. Now, given you have enough time to let the dividends reinvest work for you, this is going to be so crucial. I've made videos before on how dividend reinvesting works in what we call a drip. Now, in addition, you don't need to establish your position with this much stock all at once. Now, stock prices will also fluctuate. So you can take advantage of market downturns to buy shares, now potentially decreasing your cost basis in the process. And this is what we call dollar cost averaging. This is when you buy shares when they're either up or down to basically to even out the price that you paid for. And this, all these are very important strategies when you're investing. And I use both of these. One is the dollar cost averaging. That means I don't time the market. I buy anytime I have the money. I don't care if it's up or down because I believe in the stocks that I'm invested in. The other way is what we call the drip. This is when you actually reinvesting your dividends, and then your money, it buys more shares. But like I said, this only applies if the brokerage account that you have offers what we call fraction shares, because in most cases, the dividends you get paid are not going to be enough to buy a whole share. So you need to be able to buy a fraction of that share. And some brokerage accounts don't offer fraction shares, but most, like Robinhood, if you're using Robinhood, they offer what we call fraction shares. And even if you have $1 or $2, even if you have less than $1, you can still buy a fraction of that share. And I know it can seem like it's not enough, but believe me, you repeat this same process every day, it's gonna add up. And that's the good thing about long-term investing. And that's why I tell people you always have to go for long-term. $1, if you're doing short-term investing, it's not going to, you're not gonna see no returns. This is going to help you if you're doing long-term, because this is when the compound interest starts kicking in. This is when even $1 starts becoming more and more valuable. So you have to go for long-term, and in 10, 20 years, when you look back, you're going to be like, wow, I don't know how I was able to invest 20,000. It's doable. It's doable, but it's a process. It's a long process. It's not something that you just wake up today and you're able to put down 200,000. There's so few people can do that. And even I know people will make really good money, like doctors, and they can't even come up with 200,000. So it's not easy. It's something that you have to put in practice, have a good strategy, and keep on working on that strategy. Right? You have to believe in it for it to work for you, because the beginning is going to be so hard. But if you believe where you're going and you have those firm long-term goals, easy money, guys, easy money. So anyway, that was it, guys. That was just an example to show you that it's doable. It's doable. Like I said, the number looks big, but if you have a long-term strategy, it's easy. And what makes a dividend investment a great investment is that it not only are they a smart addition to your investment portfolio, but they can also provide a source of passive income down the road. Now, by planning your dividend strategy now, you are going to eventually enjoy a generous income stream that can last a lifetime. And that's why you see that people like Warren Buffett are still enjoying a massive income coming from Coca-Cola. He started investing in Coca-Cola long time ago. Right now he's making over 400 million in income. But at the same time, he's not selling his investments. No. By holding those investments, he's getting paid. His grandkids will enjoy this money. His great-grandkids are going to enjoy the same investments that he put in place. And that's how you build generational wealth. You think Coca-Cola is going to get anywhere? No. Coca-Cola has always been there. It's always going to be there. And the more it makes profits, the more Warren Buffett gets paid. So that's the idea, you know, invest in the companies that you believe in, companies that have been there, companies that people don't talk about, but you use them in your household on a daily basis. So anyway, yeah, that was the video. That was it. I hope you enjoyed the content. And if you did, please smash the like button, consider subscribing to join the journey. And I will see you in my next video.